Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Woo, we got some stuff to discuss. We've been needing a power shift and it has been delivering thus far, I have to say. Before we get started, our house guests of the day are Pine and Deb Wicks. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. I feel like I need to get a rug in here because it is very echoey sitting in the kitchen. I think I need a kitchen rug. But I also want to thank, yesterday's Super Chatters, because that is another fantastic way to support our channel. So Sean, Sheen Wright, Susan Pengilly, Gail Murphy Comedy, Mary Ellen L., Laura Dalton, Deja Days, Camila Gamba, Edward Guzman, CJE, William Dang, thank you all so much. And I have to give a special thank you to Ahmed Quadri. I'm so sorry we missed your super chat yesterday. I feel so bad. But Ahmed says, been watching your spoilers since BB19 when I would head from work to grad school. Oh, lovely. You're truly the best at what you do, and I love your sound effects. Thank you so much. I hope I did not ruin your grad school experience. I hope you graduated and you're doing well. Thank you again so much. And I'm sorry that we missed your super chat yesterday. Oh my goodness. All right. So we have some things to discuss here. When we left off yesterday, the house guests and some of us were recovering from the pressure cooker competition, which lasted just shy of 14 hours. They were only minutes away from breaking the record from the record from the original one. That's such a bummer that they couldn't hang on for like 2 or 3 more minutes just to beat it. Crazy. But we saw that Cameron was the big HOH winner. Oh my God. Not everyone was super psyched about it. I was, because I want chaos. But a lot of people in the house, not psyched about it. Jared, super paranoid that he's going to get backdoored this week. He starts spiraling, going around, trying to figure out if he's going to have the votes, if he's up on the block. He's really nervous that he's going to be up there next to Blue. They're not going to be able to bang in the house. So Izzy, Sari, Felicia are all along for the spiraling. They're joining him. And Corey's got a pretty good relationship with Cameron. So Corey's letting them know, yeah, it does seem like a possibility that Jared could go up as replacement nominee this week if the veto is used. But he keeps emphasizing to them he'd be going up as the replacement nominee, not as a backdoor target, right? There's a difference there. He would not be Cameron's target, and we would have the votes to save him even if he did go up on the block. That's unfortunate. Well, Cameron was doing his one-on-ones yesterday. We talked about this a little bit. He let Jag and Blue know that, yes, they will be going up on the block. Now, he didn't say this, but he did tell other people that Jag is his number 1 target this week. But he told both Jag and Blue that if the power veto is used, there are some other options that he can explore this week, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be one of them leaving. So at the time, it wasn't clear if he was serious about this or if he was just like saying that to make them feel better. But we do have some answers now, which is good. And we'll get into that. But Corey, we saw, was dropping some info to Cameron during his one-on-one and letting Cameron know, hey, the vote to get rid of Heisem last week was not set in stone throughout the week. Did Cameron not notice all the freaking scrambling that was going on in the last few days? But Corey lets him know people were going back and forth on the vote last week, and they were pissed that you weren't packing up all your stuff until the last minute. And Cameron's trying to figure out like who specifically these people are. He's thinking Izzy. Corey was like, I mean, it was more than just Izzy, but it seems like Izzy is becoming becoming a target. Yeah, so it's interesting that Corey is spilling this tea to Cameron. I think Corey is realizing if he wants to get to the end, he's going to need to explore other options because Sari, Izzy, and Jared are working with everyone, right? They've got multiple different paths to the end. Corey needs to change it up a little bit because he's not at the top of their list for allies, right? They have so many people that they're working with. And I have to say, he's right. Like during the pressure cooker competition, we saw all three of his closest allies were the first ones out. And they all went inside. And we're talking about getting rid of Corey once Red, Cameron, and Bowie are gone. Ugh. Yeah, so Corey needs to be careful. He needs to get with some other allies. So, all right, let's get to the new stuff. Cameron was continuing his one-on-one chats, and he talks to Matt in the HOH room, and Matt's asking, "What's your plan?" Cameron says, "It's the same thing that we talked about last week, right? Jag and Blue up on the block. Let's do it." So Matt's like, "Okay, cool. Who do you want out more between the two?" And Cameron says he doesn't really care, but he thinks that Jag would be better to go. I mean, so he does care. He definitely would prefer for Jag to leave between the two of them. So Matt's like, "Oh, that kind of sucks. Like, I'm close with Jag, but I know that that's what the house wants. So if that's what we got to do, then that's what we got to do." So Cameron's like, yeah, I love Jag too. Then why are you targeting him? There are so many other people you could be going after, but you're doing somebody else's dirty work. So anyway, Cameron brings up their alliance of 8. Remember, that's Legend 25. And it's Matt, Cameron, Red, and then the bye-bye bitches, Felicia, Sari, Izzy, Bowie, and Mimi. And also keep in mind, this alliance is BS to at least half of the people in it, if not more. But Cameron and Red are fully believing that this thing is for real. Okay. So Cameron, even though he thinks it's for real, he tells Matt, this group is going to fall apart. Legend 25. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but eventually. You think? They were going to take a shot at you this week. But Cameron says in that group, there are 3 or 4 people who are super tight. Ooh, he's talking about Sari, Izzy, and Felicia, right? And he says we are expendable to that group. Mm-hmm. They don't need us. They know what they want, and it's not us. So Matt's like, yeah, I'm starting to see that too. I get it. So Cameron says, I'm going to go through with the plan of Jag and Blue this week. Just let it be chill, play out. But Cameron's like, moving forward, there's a new group that I want to get together. Another group? Okay. So Cameron's new group that he wants is a group of 6. Cameron, Matt, Red, Bowie, Corey, and America. Okay, so Matt is like, okay, 6. What do we think about Mimi? Like, where does she stand? Is she an option for us to bring in? And Cameron's like, I love her, but I don't think that she would go against the others because they do see her as being pretty close to Sari, Izzy, and Felicia, which like it depends on the day because it seems like every other day Sari is pissed at Mimi, can't trust her, and then when she needs her, she's like, oh, Mimi, love her, amazing. Right? So then Matt's wondering, what about Jared? Could we do something with him? And Cameron's like, also love Jared. But Cameron doesn't think that they can get Jared to join them. And Cameron says this week is going to show which way Jared wants to go moving forward. I don't think you're going to be happy with what you see. But anyway, eventually Cameron says, there's going to be a chance to take a shot at these people, that group of 3 or 4 that are super tight. Really? And then he says, down the road, not going to do anything crazy this week. That would be like a down the road thing. Why not take the shot now? You might not have the chance in the future. So anyway, Cameron and Red chat next. And Red wants more info on the deal that Cameron made with America during the HOH competition. And Cameron's like, it's pretty simple. Like I told America, she's good. Not putting her up. She's not a backdoor option. So she's just like totally safe this week. I mean, it's pretty standard, right? For a HOH comp deal. But Cameron says, I think America is swinging our way. That's the vibe that he's catching. I mean, America knows now that she is at the bottom, number 7 in the 7-person for real alliance, right? She knows she was a last minute add-on because Corey told her. So she is also, like Corey, keeping her options open. She's pretty close with Cameron. And she's, kind of in the middle right now. So Red is not so sure that America is going to be on their side in the future. He feels like America would have been on board with putting him up on the block this week. Yeah, I think so. I think she might have done that. We'll see. But anyway, Red has picked up on America not talking to him anymore, right? That's usually not a very good sign. So Cameron is like, well, I'm getting the vibe that she would have done something bigger, like put up Felicia or Sari. I mean, that'd be sick. Not Felicia and Sari. Izzy and Sari. I would be down for that. Leave Felicia alone. But yeah, he thinks that she would have done something bigger. I don't know. America honestly is kind of unpredictable at this point. So she could have done something impulsive like that. But I feel like Corey would have a lot of influence on her and would have been like, let's not do that. So anyway, Cameron brings up the group that he wants to get together. This is the same one that he was just talking about with Matt. So the two of them, plus Corey, America, Matt, and Bowie. And again, Cameron says, I'm sticking to the plan this week. I'm putting Jag and Blue up there. And Red's asking, well, what happens if one of them wins power veto? What are you going to do? And Cameron says, we would all have to come together as a group and figure that out. The group does not care about you. Don't talk to the group about it. But Red wants to know, how was your talk with Izzy? And Cam says it was good, but also she was fake as shit and guarded. How is that good? I mean, maybe it just means it was good as in like he got confirmation that they're not good. I don't know, but I don't see how that could be good. So Red says, well, the two of us are Izzy's least favorite people in this house. We don't click for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. He says he's tried, but it's not working. So Red says when it comes time for the Legend 25 Alliance to be disassembled, Izzy would be his first pick to go. He says Izzy does not have our best interests in mind. That's for damn sure. I wouldn't be waiting around on Izzy because, again, she would have put up Red and Cameron this week if she had won. But yeah, they're not ready to pull the trigger here. So Cameron says, yeah, Izzy is never going to be fans of us. She is never going to pick us over the other people that she's working with. We're at the bottom of her trust list and the top of her hit list. Yeah, I mean, you're making a lot of great points here. So it leads me to the question, why are you not targeting her? What are you doing? He says, I honestly think if some shit went sideways this week, and Red finishes the thought, he's like, backdoor. Cameron says, we could really blow the lid off of this house and get an annoying person out. Not an annoying person. Damn. Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, would they even have the numbers to get Izzy out? I guess it would depend if she was next to Jag or next to Blue, but still, like, would they have the numbers? I don't know if Corey would flip this early. I think he might find it too risky, too soon, Helen. So I don't know if he would do it, but it'd be really interesting to see what would happen. All right. So then they had the nomination ceremony. And as planned, Jag and Blue are up on the block. So after the ceremony, Jag, Blue, Jared, and Izzy are all chatting in the scary bedroom. And Izzy's like, I'm dying inside. Like, Cameron gave some non-existent reason for his nominations during the speech. They said his speech didn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they're like crapping on it. Of course. But Blue brings up how when she had her one-on-one with Cameron, she asked him, what is your best case scenario for this week? Like, what do you want to happen? So Blue says, Cameron told me and Jag, or no, sorry, I read that wrong. She said, Cameron told me that he would want me and Jag both to stay so that we could both work with him and be friends after this. Okay. And Izzy's like, oh, wait, so what? He's planning a backdoor? What a loser. Izzy is like shaking in her boots right now. She's all over the place. Izzy wants to know more about Blue's conversation with Cameron. What else did he say? And Blue says, well, he told me that he had to do this because it made sense and the house was expecting it, right? The house is expecting Cameron to put up Blue and Jag because that's what he and Red have been saying they were going to do. So Blue says Cameron also told me that the people that he thought he could trust weren't really happy when he won HOH. Oop, we know he's talking about Izzy, right? So Blue says Cameron told me that if Jag or I get off the block, he's got a lot of options out there for the replacement nominee. And Jag's like, yeah, but he could have just been saying that to cover his bases, right? To like make sure that he's still good with us. So I don't know. Blue says Cameron told me, at least with me being up on the block this week, I'm going to get more screen time. Oh, dip. He really said that. Honestly, though, like I do feel like a huge part of the reason Blue is on the show this season is for the clout, right? Like she's a social media person. She wants that screen time. So Cameron clocked? I don't know. But anyway, Red and Cameron chat in the HOH room again. And Red is asking, do I need to work on my relationship with America? Things are strained right now. They don't trust each other. But if there is that potential for them to pull America into an alliance, Red is like, should I like get the wheels turning here? And Cameron's like, no, not yet. Like, we're going to wait on that for now. We don't need to do it yet. But Red is saying, well, I think America's way more aligned with the other side, right? She's close to Jag and that side of the house, Jag, Blue, all of them. So Cameron's like, well, I'm not feeling very aligned with our own side right now, meaning Legend 25. Yeah, because they're not with you. But Red says, I'm really only worried about Izzy out of that group. So more Izzy stuff. Cameron says, I feel like she's already making arrangements against me. Yes. Again, why are you not making a move? You see the signs, you know what's happening, and yet you're doing nothing about it. So Cameron says, Izzy does not give a shit about us. Red brings up again the way that Izzy reacted when Cameron won HOH. I wrote Cam, but I meant to say Cameron. We're not close like that. Yeah, the way Izzy reacted when Cameron won HOH, she wasn't happy about it. She just went up to Red and was like, your boy won. That's not usually how you react when somebody that you're good with wins, right? So Red is saying, I wouldn't be mad if Izzy went up as the replacement nominee. However, let's not get too excited because that being said, they're still saying, oh, we want Jag or Blue to leave this week. So like if it's Izzy and Jag up on the block, they want Jag to go. Or at least Red does. It seems like Cameron is warming up to the idea of making a bigger move here this week and taking Izzy out possibly instead of Jag or Blue. Cameron brings up like we would only need 5 votes to make this happen. 5 votes would make it a tie, and then Cameron, as the HOH, breaks the tie. So Cameron says Izzy is way more of a problem to me than the 2 people sitting on the block right now. So the 5 votes that he's counting on, he thinks he's going to have Red, Matt, America, Corey, and Bowie. Matt, probably not. Matt, as we'll see in a bit, is getting really entrenched on that other side. Corey and America, it's a toss-up. They're in the middle. I don't think that Corey wants to make that big of a move this early. But you never know. He might be feeling impulsive. We'll see. So yeah, Cameron seems to be opening up more and more to the idea of making a bigger move and taking out Izzy. But Red is not. Red is really nervous about Jag. He thinks that Jag is still a bigger threat to them. And Cameron's saying, I think we could pull Jag in for a little bit. We could buy some time with him if we keep him around this week. But Red is like, no. If it's Jag and Izzy up on the block, I want Jag out. I think that would be really dumb. Like, especially if you're going to use Izzy as the replacement nominee and then you keep her. Like, what are you doing? That's not good. But Cameron keeps saying, like, if, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We don't even know what's going to happen with the veto. But he would want to talk about it and consider all their options. I have to mention, too, Red was saying some crazy stuff during this conversation. He was telling Cameron he would be okay with going up as a pawn this week if the veto is used. Because he's like, we're taking out Jag or Blue. Like, this should be a no-brainer. I would go up on the block if you need a pawn. Are you serious right now? Like, you can't be serious right now. Red offering himself up on Cameron's HOH, they would vote him out in a second. Like, you know that people were targeting you this week. Why would you give them the opportunity to take you out? That's so dumb. But anyway, he also was talking about how he feels super close with Cirie, and he thinks that if they did take Izzy out, then Cirie would come to them. Izzy is one number for Cirie. Cirie has such a huge army aside from Izzy. And you think she's going to come over? Like, what? Out of control. I think Red needs to go to sleep. I think his brain is mush from the pressure cooker competition. But anyway, meanwhile, Jag is chatting with Izzy. And Jag is telling her, I want to pick you to play for the power of veto if I get house guest choice. Because if you win, you could use it on me and we'll both be safe. And he's asking, like, you would use it on me, right? And Izzy's like, yeah, of course I would. Sounds like a lie to me. She's not using that veto on Jag. She's not going to risk, okay, even if Izzy was safe by winning, she's not going to risk mommy Cirie going up or brother Jared or, like Felicia. She's not going to risk that. So no way would she use the veto. But anyway, Jag, of course, wants to come off the block, right? That's the ideal scenario for him. But he said, if I can't come off the block this week, he feels his best chance of staying would be against Blue. Because he feels like he has more of a chance to get votes against her than he would against like Jared or Matt if either of them went up as a replacement nominee. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with that. I think he would have a better chance against Blue. But like if Jag is up on the block, it's going to be rough. I mean, maybe he'd have a shot against like Izzy, right? Because maybe people want to make a big move. I don't know. But anyway, a little later, Izzy is talking to Cirie and Mimi in the have-nots room. And Cirie says, we really need to make sure that America feels like she's part of our 7. The 7 that she's referring to is for real, for real. And it's killing me because before this conversation, before Mimi came in here, Cirie was pushing this with Izzy, like, we need to make sure like America feels a part of it. But she was calling it a 6 instead of a 7. She can't even remember how many people are in this freaking alliance because they have like 10 of them. So that's pretty embarrassing if you go up to America and you're like, yeah, you're a huge part of this 6. When America knows she's number 7. So yeah, Cirie is like, oh crap, I got to keep this together. It's 7. But Cirie says we really need America's vote this week, potentially. And Izzy says, yeah, if the power veto is used, it's going to be me, Cirie, or Jared going up as the replacement. So if we're up there, we're going to need to make sure that Jag or Blue are going home. We need all of the votes that we can get. So Izzy says, okay, I was just talking to Jag before, and he told me if he gets house guest choice, he's going to pick me to play. And Izzy says, if I win, I'm leaving nominations the same because Jag's got to go. Yeah, I had a feeling she was lying to Jag. There's no way she would have used the veto. So Mimi asks, who would Blue pick to play? And Cirie's like, Jared. I mean, Jared and Blue are basically inseparable at this point. So Izzy is like, okay, cool. But if Jared wins and he saves Blue, I'm probably going to be going up on the block. So Cirie's like, no. If Jared wins, he's leaving the nominations the same. We would make him leave nominations the same. That'd be so awkward if Jared wins. Oh, he's either going to have to pick between mommy or Blue, right? Because Blue is going to be saying, you better use this on me. And mommy Cirie is going to be like, you better leave those noms the same or your sister is going to go up on the block. So, yeah. Cirie is convinced that they would be able to get Jared to leave nominations the same. But Cirie, again, is pushing. We just have to make sure that America is solid with us so that we will have her vote just in case. All right, a few minutes later, oh my goodness, Matt pulls Cirie aside to chat. And he's like, I got some information for you. So Cirie is promising, I'm not going to tell anyone. You don't have to worry. And Matt says, all right, first things first, America and Cameron made a deal during the HOH competition because Cameron wants to work with her. I mean, everybody pretty much knew this at this point, that there was a deal made, blah, 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 whatever. But then Matt spills about the group that Cameron wants to put together. Oh my God. So he's like, yeah, Cameron wants Red, Bowie, America, Corey, and me to work with him. So a total of 6 people. And Cerie's like, I knew it. I mean, even a broken clock can be wrong, can be right twice a day, right? Like, she's assuming everybody's working together, so eventually she's gonna get it right. But I can't believe Matt is spilling this right now. Oh my God. So Matt says, this is good. This is good that Cameron's trying to pull me into this, because I can get information from that group and bring it back to you. So yeah, Matt also says, Corey does not want to be a part of that group. America is unsure about it. So, like, you don't have to worry. So Ceria's like, okay, cool. I'm not telling anyone. I'm not telling Izzy. I'm not telling Felicia. You don't have to worry about it. We don't need everyone talking about this, right? So Cerie asks, what else you got? What would Cameron's plan be for the replacement nominee? And Matt says it might be Izzy. Cameron mentioned her during their one-on-one chat. And Cerie's like, okay, we should be able to have the votes to save her. I'm sure on the inside, Cerie's like, it's not Jared. Woo! But also, she feels pretty confident that they should have the votes. Cerie says, this is perfect that Cameron and Red want to pull you in to be a part of their thing. Because again, you can bring info back. It's great. So they discuss that they're probably going to lose Jag or Blue this week, right? And Matt says that sucks because he's like close with them on a personal level. Cerie is playing along like, yeah, that really sucks. Not for her. Meanwhile, Izzy is following Mommy Cerie's orders and talking to America in the comic spread room. And America says, I felt like so out of the loop. I'm just getting pulled into this alliance now. That's great. But like, I have no idea what was going on before. So Izzy is like, yeah, well, Cerie and I want to talk more with you. Like, whenever you see us around, just come hang out, blah, blah, blah. So Izzy says, she starts filling America in on some of the stuff she missed, right? She was talking about the Professors Alliance, who was all in that, how it formed. And Izzy was like, I don't want you, Corey, or Jared to feel like you're at the bottom or last minute add-ons to the For Real Alliance. Come on. She knows what the deal is. Corey told her. But also the way that America was brought into the alliance with Felicia, and Felicia being all like, you're flaky, and if you act flaky now, you're going to be the first one out of this alliance. Not a great start, right? So Izzy, to bring America more into the fold, is spilling about the Legends 25 alliance with Cam and Red. And the feed's cut out at that point, so we missed part of what she says. But when they come back, Izzy is referring to Legends 25 as a weird 8. She says it's a mess. It's not a real thing. Like, you don't need to worry about it. So Izzy says, for real, that alliance is the real thing. And she would love to get everyone together at the same time soon. Because like, they were supposed to do that the other night, all meet up together, but they didn't do it because it was too hot. There was too much going on. So they didn't want to blow their cover. But yeah, they're talking about the way that Felicia brought America into the alliance. Sloppy. And America says it kind of felt a little bit threatening, right? And Izzy's like, oh, don't worry about it. Felicia talks that way to everyone. She trusts you. No, she does not. But America's like, well, it doesn't feel like Felicia trusts me, but I told her I'm on board. I'm going to vote with the alliance. Don't worry. Yes, I'm friends with Jag, but we're not working together. We're just friends. Okay, we'll see. So then Spill O'Clock continues elsewhere. Red was talking to Matt, and Red confirms, yes, Izzy would likely be the replacement nominee if necessary. She's been causing a lot of problems, rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. But Red does say that Izzy would really only become the target if she's up next to Blue, right? If it's Izzy and Jag up on the block, Red still wants Jag out. But if it's Izzy and Blue, maybe Izzy talks her way out of the house. We'll see. Should be interesting, but oof, be careful what you tell Matt. Now we know that Matt is going to be bringing everything back to Suri moving forward. All right. In other news, Jag's chicken costume punishment ended last night, so he's back to his regularly scheduled clothing. Yay! Okay. Later, oh my god. Red has a chat with Suri in the comics bedroom, and Red is out of control. He's losing it, man. Oh my god. Go to sleep. So Red says there wouldn't be a lot of choices available if we need a replacement nominee this week. You know, there's been a lot of discussion about this already. Izzy seems really worried. She's getting really paranoid. I'm sure she should. And Red says he told Cameron, if you don't want to have to choose and mess things up with our alliance, you can put me up as a pawn. Stop. Oh my God. They would vote your ass out so much, so fast. They would vote your ass out so fast. It would be so embarrassing, especially on Cameron's HOH. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I have to wonder if Red is serious about this or if he's like testing people to like gauge their reactions or something. Because it's just so insane to me that he would offer to be a pawn knowing that people were targeting him going into this week. Like, why would you do that? But Suri hearing this is like, oh, Red, like, that's so sweet that you're volunteering. And Suri tells Red, like, we would definitely have the votes to keep you safe. She would definitely have the votes to vote him out. And she would do that in a heartbeat. But Red says, I don't want Cameron to make an emotional decision that's going to cause distrust in the group. The group is BS. So Red says, Izzy hasn't exactly been nice to me. Oh boy. Suri's like, you know what? You're right. And that needs to stop. She's being too much, right? And Red says, Izzy has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But he makes a point. Like, he does not think this is the time to take Izzy out. I can't believe he's even having this conversation with Suri, of all people, right now. Suri, who can like barely get 5 minutes away from Izzy, and you're going to talk trash about Izzy to her? Like, do you really think this is not going to get back to her? Come on. So Red says, I've really been trying with Izzy. She hasn't been sharing info with me. Like, I had to hear from somebody else that Jag and Blue were targeting me when I know that Izzy knew about it. Yeah, she did. Because, like, she was also targeting you. So, yeah, Suri says, don't worry, I'm not going to share any of this information with Izzy. I don't need her freaking out. I mean, honestly, Suri may not tell her because she doesn't want to have to deal with all that. But she says, I'm going to keep telling Izzy that she needs to chill out because it's too much. So also in this conversation, Red is pledging his allegiance to Suri. And he says, you and Cameron are the two people that I care about the most in this house. I would never take a shot at you. Yikes, because she would certainly take a shot at you. But yeah, that was a lot. Today they had the POV player picks. The host is Izzy. And of course, she was like, why would he do that? Why would he pick me? Is he like trying to soften the blow before he puts me up on the block? Yeah, probably. The players. We've got Cameron, the HOH. He got house guest choice. And of course, he picked Red. Blue drew Jared's name, so she didn't even have to house guest choice him in. She just straight up drew his name. And then Jag drew Mimi. So we have Cameron, Blue, Jag, Red, Jared, and Mimi. Interesting group here. Interesting group. Not too much going on after that as the house guests were waiting for the competition to begin. At one point, Jared, Blue, Jag, and Matt were discussing a new plan. They were like, why don't we try to convince Cameron to nominate Bowie as a pawn if the power veto is used? We'll reassure her, like, she's fine up there. She might even be into it. And then we'll just vote her out. And then Jag and Blue can both stay. Really? I think this is a long shot. Honestly, though, like, they'd have a better chance of freaking getting Red up on the block because he's volunteering to do it. Are you kidding me? So, yeah. The feeds are down now for the power veto competition. honestly, in my opinion, I would love to see Jag win because that would mean that Izzy would probably be going up on the block next to Blue. And I think that it would be a lot of fun to watch Izzy spiral. Also, to have to see what Jared would do, Jared, of course, would want to save Blue, but he's going to be getting a lot of pressure from his mom to save Izzy. So it would be a whole thing. So I would love to see Jag win this competition for the chaos, and because I like Jag. But it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If you guys want to check back later, I will post the results in the info for the spoiler. And that's where we're at. So I want to thank all of our super chatters today. Let me scroll back here. Justin Tanner, thanks so much. Justin says, "Hi, Maddie. Been watching you guys since BB16. By the way, I'm with Jared being bleh. Yeah, right? Thank you so much for watching for so many years. That's awesome. Oh my god, BB16. That feels like so long ago. It's crazy. Gail Murphy Comedy, thank you so much. Hello, hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Mimi Robin, thank you so much. And Mimi says, wishing you, Janet, and family a wonderful weekend. Thank you. I hope you have a great weekend too. Wendy Will, thanks so much. Wendy says, I really hope Cameron backdoors someone. Yeah. I just think we need a change up, right? We need this power shift. And I really hope that Cameron is not going to mismanage this HOH when he's been given this opportunity. It's also going to be interesting to see how the power of invisibility factors in here, right? Because this week's eviction is in the timeline for that power. It's this week and next week. So we don't know yet who's competing for that power because the voting closes on Monday. But I'm curious to see how that's going to work too, right? Because I mean, what if Cameron does make a big move and then it gets negated by the power? Yikes. Ugh. So yeah, we got to see what happens with that. Who are you all voting for? I put in 10 votes for drag yesterday. I still have to vote for today. But who are you guys voting for? Antonia Ventura, thank you so much for the super chat. And this is Antonia's first one. Woo! Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much for the super chat as always. Love that kitty cat. Okay. I'm seeing people voting for America, Jag, Matt. Okay. I like it. Yeah, I'm interested to see. You get 10 votes a day. Oh, is it an email? I guess it's by email, but I've just been using the one email. Yeah. Don't forget about America's Not the House Gets Vote. Next two out could come back. I know. That's what we were just talking about, right? It's going to be crazy. I hope that we have a way of finding out who got the power and like who played for the power before we see it on the show, because that's going to be so frustrating if we can't tell. Oh my God. Yeah, right? What if America gets America's vote? Should be fun. But thank you all so much for watching. Just a reminder, no spoiler stream tomorrow, but we will be back with that on Monday. And we'll also be recapping tomorrow night's episode. So yay. We'll see you then. So everybody enjoy your Saturday night. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thanks again. Bye.